Good morning, everybody. I have my morning coffee right now. We are ready to get our seeds sown directly into the garden. My name is Shelby. If you are new to my channel, hello. In my last video's garden update, you will notice that every single bed was completely overflowing with weeds, like grass popping out of every single bed. Since then, I made it my mission to clear out about like 1 or 2 beds a day, and I have gotten pretty much every single bed completely cleared out. All right, I have my big bag of seeds right now. I've already made my little markers and things like that. So I started seeds in my last video, and the seeds that I started are seeds that are better for pre-starting, basically in little like soil blocks or anything like that. Because those seeds are so much smaller and they might take a lot longer to germinate, I prefer to start things like brassicas, tomatoes, peppers, things like that ahead of time. What I'm starting today is different squash, watermelon, like pumpkins and butternut squash, acorn squash. Those things are much better suited just for direct sowing, as well as beans. The seeds are a lot bigger, and it's generally not as hard to just start those seeds in general. So I prefer to direct sow those seeds. So I've decided I'm gonna put corn in this bed. I'm just gonna pull some of these weeds first. I literally just pulled all of these a few days ago, but it's the name of the game. I've said this before, like, I don't even know why I try with corn. There's a bug around me. I don't even know why I try with corn because I am not usually successful with it. I've only been successful one time, and that was at a previous property, and I grew that like kind of gem corn that had all the different colors on it. I'm just gonna keep trying year after year. I don't care if I keep failing. I'm gonna place some different crops in the middle of the rows too. Kind of like the Three Sisters method, but I'm not doing beans and squash. I'm gonna be doing probably like spinach and things like that in the middle of the rows. The depth to sow your corn seeds would be about 1 to 1.5 inches deep. It says in the seed packet 3 feet apart, which I'm definitely not doing that. I'm only doing like maybe 6 inches apart. It's my garden and I do what I want. And y'all might go, well, hey, that's why your corn never works. No, that's not why my corn never works. It never works because of all these dang pests and things always digging it up and going crazy. Maybe this bed will have better luck. We'll see. I just saw a bunch of ants in this bed. Can't even find a place to put this place marker. Okay, I'm doing my muncher cucumbers right here. These are definitely my favorite cucumbers. What is better than a nice crispy cucumber fresh from the garden? The muncher cucumbers were done on the cattle panel trellis this time, so they're gonna go over. Last time I had them on like one of these, which worked really well. I just like to rotate crops and change things up. In the spring, I did everything on my cattle panel trellises, all tomatoes, which was really awesome. They were a great way to support the tomatoes, although it just wasn't very interesting to have like every single thing as a tomato on my cattle panel trellises. So this year I'm doing muncher cucumbers on that one that I just showed you. I'm gonna do the sugar pie pumpkins on this cattle panel trellis, just the middle one, because I tried it on one of these front cattle panel trellises before, and it just didn't get enough water. I have to really work on all the water irrigation in my entire garden. So that's why I'm kind of changing up the things that need more water and putting them in the places that I know are guaranteed right now to succeed. This bed's one of those beds that's pretty much guaranteed to succeed just based on its relation to the water and the sun and everything, and just how deep it is, all that, everything that I plant here basically does really, really well. So that also means that the weeds do really, really well here too. I'm going to pull all these weeds again really quickly, just like the other bed. I was just out here doing all this. Basically, the best way to really permanently kind of get rid of these weeds, which they're never permanently gone, is to, there's a spider in there, just put a layer of cardboard down and then a really thick layer of compost on top of that. I don't have time to do that right now, and it doesn't really need more compost, so in the meantime, I'm just pulling the weeds. With the pumpkins, the small sugar pumpkins, I'm going to do them on both sides. I'm gonna do my squash in some of these beds because I've already done squash in the summer squash and the big rows, and I definitely want to rotate crops for that because of pests. You definitely want to rotate your summer squash. I had really good success with the butternut squash this year. It's my first time growing it really well, and I think that it's because of the in-ground garden beds. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and do other winter squash that I never had success in these beds. I'm really excited to do some beets here. These are from Chioggia, if I'm saying that right, Italy. I got these from MI Gardener. You want to space the plant about 4 to 6 inches. So the reason why I'm just like excited to try anything in these raised garden beds. I feel like it's like real farming, you know, almost. And everything has just worked so well in here. So I'm just gonna do like a really heavy amount of beets all the way down, and behind that I'm doing carrots in the actual in-ground beds. I'm so obsessed with these no-till garden beds. They're the lowest maintenance thing in my garden, and they produce the best stuff. This is so awesome right now. The temperatures are, it's like all overcast and nice. When I've been weeding in the garden recently, I like have to stop by 9 o'clock because the heat index is like over 110 degrees. And this is the first time I've been out here, and it's just like so bearable and amazing. Just so you guys can see the layout of what I'm growing, that is going to be the watermelon back there because it did really well. And then next to it is butternut squash because that also did well here. And then I'm doing acorn squash here. So this is all like the very back. Right here, next, I'll be doing the Big Mac's pumpkins. I'm like filming this really bad. The carrots and beets in the middle, and then I'm also doing on the edge closest, like on the inside, I'm doing cantaloupe. So cantaloupe did super well in this garden, although there was a lot of critters that got to the cantaloupe, and the watermelon and things like that that were actually like near the center of the garden, the critters didn't get to them. Maybe they were like afraid to go like a few extra steps. I think it's squirrels. So I'm not going to put anything really sweet on the very edge or anything like the squirrels would be interested in eating. All right, so the reason that I'm just like sprinkling my carrot seeds down in the middle is because I've done it a lot of times like that, and every time I just kind of like get really messy with it and just like go crazy and put a whole bunch of seeds everywhere. It works out the best for me with carrot seeds. So anytime I get like really specific, you know, I mean, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with being like really neat and tidy in your garden. But with carrots, they take like a really long time to germinate. They take 14 to 21 days to germinate. And I've just not really seen a problem with just like overcrowding them sometimes and like spacing it out later. So that's why I just kind of sprinkled them in there. And I'm just gonna really lightly cover the soil with, really lightly cover the seeds with soil, because they don't need really deep depths to germinate. I got seed sown for not even half the garden, but a lot of these beds still need more work. They need more soil topped off. That's why I focused on the in-ground rows, because those are just like perfect, good to go. I also have a lot of starts that are still growing, not quite ready to transplant yet. So that's why I just wanted to focus on some of the things that I wanted to direct sow today. And then my next video is going to be me planting those transplants too, and giving you some updates on how all of the direct sow kind of stuff is going. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like. Thank you so much for watching.